Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, we are on the Senzo Meyiwa Trial. The first video that I did where we were working with these people, it's the one that we did working with Senzo Meyiwa until the day Senzo was murdered. And from there, we did a video working with Kelly. That is about 4 days of Kelly from the 24th to the 27th of October, 2014. So today we are doing a video on Longwe Twala. So we are going to work with Longwe Twala specifically on the 26th of October, 2010. In the morning of that day at 7:52, that is around 10 to 8 in the morning, an SMS is sent from Longwe's number, which ends with 0436 to the number ending 6669. And on sending that SMS, the tower that is picked up, it's Malbaton. And then around 8:49, an SMS again, it's sent from Longwe's number. Longwe's number ends with 0436, and the tower that is picked up there, it's Glen Vista High. And then around 9:25, there's an activity again there. The number is picked up by Malbaton Tower. And then around 25 to 10, this number 0436, the number ending 0436 is picked up by Glen Vista High. And then from there, at 9:37, the number is picked up by Komaro Road Tower. Family, you'll realize that all those the towers, Malbaton, Glen Vista, Komaro, they are almost in the same surroundings. Malbaton is very close to Glen Vista, and Komaro Road, it's almost there. So they are in the same vicinity. Hence, the towers that are picking up this number, they are in the same area at almost the same time, from 10 to 8 up until 9:30, around there. So it shows that Longwe Twala was around those areas. Family, let's listen as Pinky Vithalingham, the Vodacom forensic analyst, is giving us the whereabouts of Longwe on the morning of the 26th October 2014. Let's listen.
At 1542 Sonia. 1546 Rand Water.
1546 it Rand Water.
At 1722 it's Sonia.
1722 it's Sonia.
And it ends at 1725 with Rand Water.
Family, several towers picked up Longwe's number on that day, especially around the Malbaton area, which I suspect that Longwe must be residing along that area. So our focus will not be much on what happened in the Malbaton area, because we all know that we want to know where was Longwe around 8 o'clock in the evening when Senzo Meyiwa was murdered. So I am going to leave all the other towers that picked up Longwe's number during the day, and we will go straight to at 1946, which is around 1946. It's about quarter to 8 in the evening on the 26th of October 2014. It says undefined, and 1947 it says a sprayed view. So at 1947, which is around 10 to 8 in the evening, Longwe was in sprayed view. And 1958, which is around 2 minutes to 8 o'clock, Longwe was still in sprayed view. And few seconds later, the tower that picks up Longwe's number, it's Phosphorus. And around at 20:02, which is 2 minutes past 8 o'clock in the evening, it says undefined. At 3 minutes past 8 in the evening, it says sprayed view. 16 minutes past, it says Phosphorus. 17 minutes past, it says sprayed view. 2036, which is around 25 to 9, it says park here. And at 2042, it says sprayed view. Family, remember, we said Phosphorus Tower, sprayed view tower, and park here. Those three, when you are around Kelly Khumalo's home, those are the towers that will pick up your number. So, and when we look at this from 7:45 in the evening, we are now around 2043, which is around 9:15. Longwe is around Kelly Khumalo's home, which is, there is a possibility he was inside Makhumalo's home. At 8:15, it says 2044. Park here picks up Longwe's number. 2047, it's sprayed view. 2049, it's park here. This is around the time when it is alleged that Senzo Meyiwa was murdered. Around 8 o'clock past 8 to 8:30. That is the time they say Senzo Meyiwa lost his life. He was shot and lost his life. So at around 10 to 9, still sprayed view. And around 2052, it still says sprayed view. 2054, now it changes to Phosphorus North. Phosphorus North, clinics, Phosphorus Square, Bupang Khotso, those ones, when we see them, already we know that a person is close to the hospital. So, and when you look at this, around 9, already Longwe was in the vicinity of the hospital. So this was about maybe 30 to an hour after Senzo Meyiwa was shot and murdered. So probably they rushed to the hospital, as we are told, and it shows that Longwe was there with them. Because when you check Senzo Meyiwa's number around this time, you will realize that Senzo's number around 21 hours, it was in clinics for Phosphorus. It was in the hospital area of Phosphorus. Now we see Longwe here, it's 2059, he is around the hospital area. It gives us Phosphorus North, it gives us clinics Phosphorus, it gives us Phosphorus Square, it gives us Bupang Khotso at 2101. And around 2107, it still says Bupang Khotso. 2128, it still says clinics Phosphorus. And yes, so, and then from there, we have clinics up to 2305. 2305, 2307, still it says clinics. And from there, we see Longwe's number being picked up at sprayed view, Park Hair, sprayed view, around 23:22 up to midnight. So it gives us an indication that he is around Kelly Khumalo's home in Phosphorus. Family, let's hear what Pinky is saying about this. Please listen.
We then move on to the next page.
Siyaga ekhasini elilandelayo
4629,
i-4629
and this is where we will see the GPRS data.
ila sothola ke i-GPRS data khona.
We start at 1946 with an undefined area.
Kala ngo-1946 la kungena engekho-ke incazelo ukuthi ilaphi.
1947 reflects straight view.
1947 ikhombisa i-straight view.
We see straight view right until 1958.
Uze kuyofika lapho 1958 kusabonakala yona i-straight view.
At 1958, a few seconds later, we see Phosphorus.
Ngo-1958 kusandokudlula imizuzwana nje kutholakala se-straight.
From 1958, a few seconds after that, right until the end of the page, we have straight view.
From 1958 kuyofika ekupheleleni kwekhasi sakhombisa yona i-straight view.
If we turn over to page 4630,
Masidlula ekhasini 4630
we're still on the 26th
sekhona-ke ngomhla 26
at 2002.
isikhathi 2002
We begin with an undefined.
kala-ke kungena kubonakala ukuthi ilaphi.
At 2003, we get straight view.
2003 kubonakala i-straight view.
2016, Phosphorus.
Ngo-2016 i-phosphorus.
2017, straight view.
Ngo-2017 straight view.
Until the end of the page of 2035.
Kuze kuyofika ekugcineni kwekhasi 2035.
So we then start on page 4631.
4631.
31. We are still on the date of 26th October 2014.
Siqala ekhasini 4631 sisekhona umhla 26 October 2014.
We start with the activity at 2035,
Siqala ngesikhathi sika 2035.
and the tower identified is straight view.
Ithawa-ke eboniwe lapho i-gate view.
At 2036,
Ngo-2036
we then see parquet.
so sibona-ke ithawa lena ekuthiwa uparquet.
2042, straight view. 42.
Ngesikhathi-ke sa-2042 straight view.
2043, parquet.
2043 parquet.
A few seconds later, at 2043, it's straight view.
Futhi-ke imizuzwana elandelayo ngaso sona isikhathi sa-2043 i-straight view.
2044, parquet.
2044 i-parquet.
We then look at 2046.
Bese sibheka ku-2046
It reflects as Phosphorus North.
ibonakala lapho iwu-phosphorus north.
At 2047, straight view.
Ngesikhathi sa-2047 ithi straight view.
And 2049, we end up with parquet.
And ngo-2049 siphelela nge-parquet.
We then move on to page 4632.
Bese siya ekhasini u-4632.
We're still on the 26th of October.
Umhla 26 October.
We start off at 2049
Siqala ngesikhathi sika-2049
and we get a parquet.
sisathola yena uparquet.
We move a little down to 2050, which is straight view.
Siyahla-ke kancane siya ku-2050 seku-straight view.
Thereafter, a few seconds later, it's parquet.
Emva komsuswana sekuwu-parquet futhi.
We then go to 2052 and pick up straight view.
Siya lapha ku-2052 kutholakala straight view.
2055, Phosphorus North.
2055 u-phosphorus north.
At 2059, we get clinics Phosphorus.
Ngo-2059 sitholakala u-clinics e-phosphorus.
We then end on 2059 at clinics Phosphorus.
Gcina-ke ngo-2059 ise-clinics ese-phosphorus.
we move on to 4633, the next page.
Uma siya ke page 4633 ikhasi elilandelayo.
At 2059, we start with Phosphorus Square.
Ngesikhathi ka-2059 thwase Phosphorus Square.
2059, a few seconds later, Clinics Phosphorus.
Imizuzwana elandelayo imbalwa sitholakala ese-Clinics Phosphorus.
At 2101,
Isikhathi ka-2101
we see Bopang Khotso.
sibona ibupang khotso.
Thereafter, at 2001, a few seconds later, it's Clinics Phosphorus.
Ngathi isikhathi esilandela 2001 sise-Phosphorus.
From then until 2107, we are at Clinics Phosphorus.
Kusukela ngaleso sikhathi kuyofika 2107 se-Clinics Phosphorus.
2124 at Bopang Khotso.
2124 kubonakala se-bupang khotso.
And we end at 2028 with Clinics Phosphorus.
Siphelela ngo-2028 e-Clinics Phosphorus.
If we move on to the next page, which is
Masiya ekhasini
4634,
elilandelayo u-4634.
we begin at 2128.
Siqala ngesikhathi ka-2128.
We have Clinics Phosphorus,
Sine-Clinics e-Phosphorus.
thereafter Phosphorus Square.
Emva kwalokho i-Phosphorus Square.
We then go to the end of the page,
Siya-ke emaphethelweni alelo khasi.
2216.
Isikhathi 2216.
It changes to Bopang Khotso.
Yaguquka ilapho-ke sekuba ibupang khotso.
On this page, it moves between Phosphorus Square, Clinics Phosphorus, and therefore I went to the bottom of the page.
Ngale phakathi ke lana lapho isuka e-Phosphorus Square ne-Clinics ese-Phosphorus yikho nje ngiye ekugcineni kwe-page.
We then move on to 4635.
Siya-ke ku-4635.
Our first activity there is 2216.
Isikhathi esiqala ngaso is-2216.
The tower picked up is Clinics Phosphorus.
Ithawa-ke esiyibambayo lapho i-Clinics Phosphorus.
2301 Bopang Khotso.
Ngesikhathi ka-2301 ibupang khotso.
At 2303, we pick up Mapleton.
Ngesikhathi ka-2303 ithawa ebanjwayo i-Mapleton.
2305 Phosphorus Square.
Ngesikhathi ka-2305 i-Phosphorus Square.
And we end with Phosphorus Square
Sigcina lapho nge-Phosphorus Square.
with Clinics Phosphorus in between.
Sigcine-ke phakathi nendawo kungene i-Phosphorus Clinic phakathi nendawo.
Family, you will realize that the purpose of this exercise by Pinky Vaithalingham was to track the numbers belonging to Kelikumalo, Senzo Meyiwa, and Longwe Twala, just to see if these three people, their numbers were at some stage at the same place. I think that this is the main purpose of this exercise by Pinky. So when Pinky is done presenting data for the 3 or the 4 numbers belonging to these 3 people, then Advocate Sibanda wanted to know from Pinky if between 7 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock in the evening, that is 19 hours to 20 hours, if maybe the 3 or all the 4 numbers belonging to these people were able to be picked up by the same towers. He's saying between 19 hours to 20 hours. And unfortunately, when Pinky started giving the answer or the response, you could see that Pinky did not understand the question, because Pinky just gave an overall report on the numbers belonging to these people picked up by any tower, because somewhere he was telling us about Basonia, Sour Street, West Street, and the question was between 19 hours and 20 hours. Did these numbers belonging to these three people be picked up? Did they were they picked up by the same towers? That was the question. So family, let's listen to Pinky as she is responding to this question.
Now, let's focus on the number ending with 51 of the deceased, the one that was identified as belonging to Senzo Meyiwa.
Zero 71 437 9551. So that data starts on page 361.
Siqale ke ekhasini u361 sikhuluma ngale number 0771 437 9551.
And the number that was identified as belonging to Kelly Kumalo ending with 4358.
Futhi sokera nale number egcina ngo4358 ekuthiwa kwakuyinumber kaKelly Kumalo.
4358.
As well as the number ending with 2498.
Okay, 4358 data begins at page 1650.
Ithetha ke for number egcina ngo4358 iqala lapha ekhasini u1650.
And data ending 0436 begins begins on 2184.
Manje ke una idata ke ekhuluma ngale number egcina u0436 iqala lapha ekhasini u2180.
Okay. With that in mind, can you tell the court if these devices on the 26th of October 2014 between 1900 and 2000 were they picking the same tower?
Yes, they were.
So ke ngamhla 26 ku-October lezi number lezi kusukela ngo1900 kuyofika ngo2000 kushuthi ngo7 kuyofika ngo8 zasikhumana netower eyodwa na othi yebo.
Which are these numbers?
082
Wait. 082
704
704
4358
4358
060
060
804
804
0436
0436
and 071
071
437
437
9551.
9551. So these are three numbers.
Yes,
They were picking up the same towers.
yes.
And then the follow-up question is, what are these towers? The towers that they were picking between 1900 and 2000. Can you place that on record?
From what I've read out, I would say it's the clinics of Vosloorus, Spruit View. The most common towers were Vosloorus Square, Bopang Khotso. The phones did travel to and fro. I've picked up Sour Street, West Street. On one or two of the numbers, it was Wanderers, Liefde, and Vrede, Asonia, Glen Vista. I would say that those were the most common towers.
Joel is in number 082704435 no 0608040436 no 0714379551. Zazithi zikhumana nemathawa afanayo. Amathawa abonakala kakhulu i-clinics ne-Phosphorus ne-Spruit View. Ibonakala kujwayele ukuthintana nayo kwakuyi-Phosphorus Square ne-Bopang Khotso. Kodwa-ke kuyavela ukuthi nezinye inamba bezihamba zithinta ithawa enjengeSour ne-West Street ne-Rand Water what is the name?
Asonia and Glen Vista.
Ne-Basonia ne-Glen Vista.
Just confine yourself to the 26th of October 2014.
Spruit View, Bopang Khotso,
Spruit View, Bopang Khotso,
Parquet, Clinics, Vosloorus,
the clinics Phosphorus
and Vosloorus Square.
and Phosphorus Square.
Family, yes, indeed. At some stage, their numbers were picked up by the same tower. When you look at Longwe's number, Senzo Meyiwa's number, as well as Kelly Kumalo's number, especially the one that ends with 2498. 2498, let me just verify if I'm calling the correct number. Yes, 2498. When you look at those three numbers, you'd realize that around between 19 hours and 20 hours, their numbers were picked up at the same place by the same tower, which is Spruit View. So the Spruit View Tower is the one that picked those numbers. And remember, we said Spruit View, Parquet, and the other one is Vosloorus. Those three towers, when you are at Makumalo's place, it's easy that those towers will pick your number. And going forward, the number belonging to Longwe and the number belonging to Senzo Meyiwa, they were picked up at the same time at the hospital area, the area clinics. Bopang Khotso clinics, Vosloorus Square, they were picked up at those areas. Kelly Kumalo's number was nowhere when they arrived at the hospital, because we cannot trace it at the hospital. Hence, we said the 4538 number, that's another number belonging, 4358. That number, the last time we saw it was at Spruit View, and then from there, it ended up at Muleleki. So it was only Longwe's number and the deceased number that was seen at the hospital. So family, in the comment section, give me your opinion. What are you saying about this? And let's talk about this. And thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Please like it before you leave and subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you, family. Thank you. Bye.